Every year, thousands of tourists book trips to North Korea, but they never truly travel there. They follow pre-scripted routes, never alone, never free to explore, never allowed to see beyond what the regime permits. While we take for granted the freedom to wander any street, talk to any stranger, or photograph any moment, North Korean travel reveals what life looks like when those basic freedoms don't exist. This is the reality behind the world's most controlled tourism. If these stories matter to you, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Your support helps us bring these untold stories to light. Together, we can be a voice for those who cannot speak. When you watch travel videos from North Korea, something feels off. The same scenes repeat across different channels. Foreign tourists from various countries all following identical routes, visiting identical places, moving in identical ways. This isn't one person's story. It's a pattern that emerges when you piece together multiple vlogs and testimonials. North Korean travel operates differently than what most of us consider a trip. Today, we'll explore how this system actually works. Travel blogs from North Korea share a common phrase. It felt less like traveling and more like entering a controlled space. At first, that might sound exaggerated, but review enough accounts and the pattern becomes clear. Think about typical travel. You book a hotel, arrive in a new city, open a map, wander down interesting streets, duck into unplanned restaurants, change your itinerary on a whim. That's travel. Consider a European trip. In Paris, you choose museums based on mood. Sit in corner cafes. Find dinner without reservations. In Southeast Asia, you walk beaches until you find the right guest house. Browse local markets. Chat freely with residents. That's the experience most travelers expect. North Korean travel blogs lack these moments. Instead, the same observations appear repeatedly. The schedule was set in advance. Almost no free time. Never alone. Watch the footage. Tourists board buses. Visit designated sites. Listen to explanations. Take photos. Board buses again. The cycle repeats. Individual exploration. Walking freely. Spontaneous detours. Rarely shown. Every detail is predetermined before departure. Where you'll go. What you'll see. The exact sequence of movement. No improvisation, no unexpected routes. Travelers describe it less as a trip and more as an experience. One visitor put it simply, it felt like joining a program, not exploring a country. Another said, less like travel, more like entering a special space. These aren't complaints. They're honest observations about structure. The testimonials make one thing clear. North Korean travel operates under a fundamentally different system than foreign travel elsewhere. Travelers don't lead. The system does. You're not choosing. You're following. So why does it work this way? The difference reveals itself before you even depart. Travel accounts mention detailed pre-departure briefings, not just itineraries, restrictions, prohibitions, photography rules, behavior guidelines, all communicated in advance. Certain items cannot enter. Specific books, religious materials. Some electronics require declaration. North Korean travel doesn't allow individual planning. You can't book a flight and hotel independently. Only group tours through approved agencies. The itinerary isn't yours to design. You follow pre-approved routes. Accounts frequently mention, from the start, everything felt predetermined. I realized before leaving this wouldn't be normal travel. Photography guidelines come early. What you can capture, what you cannot. Specific angles may be restricted. They explained the photo rules before we left. Some things were okay to shoot. Others weren't. This pre-departure control isn't just about safety. It's system design. Schedule, movement, photography, behavior all determined before you board. The trip isn't shaped by personal choice. It's structured experience. Compare this to typical travel. Most trips involve rough planning, then adjusting on location, adding new places, changing plans based on circumstances. North Korean travel offers almost no flexibility. Everything is set. Travelers operate within that framework. Tourists don't create their journey. They enter a pre-built structure. The framework is complete before departure. Your role is to experience what's already arranged. One account described it less like planning a trip, more like learning. A set of rules. So what happens once you actually enter North Korea? The user prompt is empty, so there is no primary language to match. However, based on the thinking block being in Korean, here is a summary. Strategized translation, refinement, and stylistic consistency improvements. 계속 번역하겠습니다. 가이드 동행 부분부터 이어서 주의사항. 후기에 따르면 영상을 보면 같은 반복 표현 다양화, 긴 문장들을 12, 15단어로 단축, 직접적 감정 표현 최소화, 구체적이고 시각적인 표현 사용. Every travel video features guides, from airport arrival to departure. They're always present. During transit, at meals, in hotels. Accounts confirm tourists rarely walk outside alone. No independent taxi rides, no personal route selection. Footage shows almost no solo movement, no individual strolls, no unaccompanied market visits, no free conversations with locals. Guides do more than navigate. They manage everything: where you go, what you see, what you can photograph. A common observation: the guide was always friendly, but we were never alone. Watch the vlogs. Tourists laugh with guides. Chat, take photos together. Guides are generally pleasant. They explain things, answer questions, but tourists rarely appear on camera alone. The accompaniment continues throughout the entire trip. The guide stayed on our hotel floor. They sat with us at meals, always rode the bus with us. One person noted, "The only time I was alone was inside my room." Private moments? Extremely limited. This differs sharply from typical group tours. Regular tours include guides, but also free time. Personal exploration, individual wandering. Not in North Korea. Free periods are minimal. The constant accompaniment defines North Korean travel. Tourists aren't independent explorers. They're participants following a fixed route. Accounts repeatedly state, "We were almost never separated from our guide." Tourists are never alone. This accompaniment system manages the entire experience. So what does North Korea actually look like through this structured lens? Watch multiple North Korean travel videos. The same locations repeat: hotels, memorials, schools, performance halls, orderly streets. The routes overlap significantly. Pyongyang's major monuments, subway stations, Mansu Hill, the Arch of Triumph, specific hotels and restaurants, all appear consistently in accounts. Student performances, scheduled exhibition visits, common itinerary elements, different filmmakers, same destinations. These locations appear clean, well-maintained, organized. Travelers note, "Better maintained than I expected." Everything felt planned, very orderly impression. Streets are tidy, buildings uniform, tourist sites systematically operated. Vlogs showed tourists filming identical angles at identical locations. The same monuments, the same subway platforms, the same performance venues. This repetition isn't coincidence. The tour route is fixed. Why such similarity? Because North Korean travel follows predetermined paths, not individual designs. Tourists don't explore freely. They experience specific approved spaces. The route doesn't vary much. The locations remain consistent. I watched other travelers' videos. They went to the exact same places. North Korean vlogs all look alike. Everyone seems to have the same experience. The itinerary is standardized, not personalized. These repeated scenes create consistent impressions. North Korea, as tourists see it, exists within a carefully defined framework. Now I understand why all the videos look similar. Everything felt orderly wherever we went. Fixed routes mean identical destinations, identical experiences. The repetition clearly demonstrates North Korean travel's defining characteristic. But some scenes almost never appear. A frequent observation: we couldn't visit the places we wanted. Locations outside the tour route? Off-limit. Spontaneous alley explorations? Not on the schedule. Ordinary residential spaces? Not included. Accounts rarely show everyday streets, markets, apartment interiors, unfiltered local interactions. Tourists don't exit buses arbitrarily. Unplanned locations? Not visited. The tour follows a fixed course. Other spaces remain restricted. I tried to take a photo. The guide stopped me. There was a place I was curious about, but it wasn't on the schedule. Even filming scenery through bus windows can be restricted. Clear rules define what's photographable and what isn't. Free interaction with residents? Also limited. I wanted to talk with locals but had no opportunity. I saw people on the streets, but couldn't approach them. Beyond guide-mediated exchanges, direct conversations rarely occur. Ordinary living spaces, typical homes, regular restaurants, casual markets seldom appear in accounts. Certain approved locations are accessible. Others are not. This absence reveals North Korean travel's limitations. Tourists don't experience the entire country. They experience permitted portions only. What you want to see and what you can see, a clear gap exists. I think we didn't see more than we did see. It felt like experiencing just a fragment of North Korea. Travelers follow the fixed route while recognizing how much remains unseen. The absence isn't about time constraints. It's structural restriction. Tourists access approved spaces only. Everything else stays off the itinerary. So how does this travel style affect visitors emotionally? North Korean travel accounts share similar emotional responses. Strange, unreal, unfamiliar. Some say it felt like a movie set. Others, time seemed frozen. Within clean streets and controlled schedules, travelers experience less freedom and more unusual tension. Everything felt planned. Nothing seemed natural. Like entering a special space. With fixed routes and managed movement, the experience differs fundamentally from typical travel. Yet many also say it was unique. A sensation impossible anywhere else. Deeply memorable. Uncomfortable and restrictive, yes. But also intensely striking. Discomfort and curiosity. Tension and fascination. Both exist simultaneously. Another common emotion questions. Why such control? Did we see everything? What about the unseen parts? Travelers find themselves pondering the experience's construction more than the experience itself. Even after returning, I kept thinking about it. Not just seeing tourist sites. Experiencing something within a unique structure. Hard to explain. You can't understand without going yourself. Because North Korean travel differs so fundamentally, describing it to others becomes difficult. These emotions explain why the trip becomes more than simple tourism. It's remembered as a distinctive experience. Travelers follow fixed schedules while simultaneously processing unusual sensations and persistent questions. Accounts describe North Korean travel less as providing conclusions and more as leaving lingering impressions. Less about clear answers, more about enduring questions. So why does this travel continue attracting attention? North Korean travel isn't easily accessible. That makes it inherently special. Curiosity naturally follows. YouTube and blog videos consistently draw views. I actually went to North Korea. North Korea Travel Vlog. A foreigner's perspective on North Korea. These titles perform reliably. People want indirect experiences of places they cannot or choose not to visit themselves. North Korea carries a forbidden travel image. That perception alone creates content appeal. Travelers report, just saying I went became a conversation topic. The trip people asked about most. North Korean travel content transcends simple travelogues. It documents unusual structures and systems. Viewers watch and wonder, how does this place operate? What's it really like? That curiosity fuels interest. The footage contains elements absent from typical travel videos. Constant guides, fixed routes, restricted photography, repeated locations. These features offer a different kind of intrigue. Viewers approach with questions, why does it work this way? How does this differ from other travel? I went after watching North Korean travel videos out of curiosity. I searched multiple videos wondering about others' experiences. The travel fascinates both content consumers and actual participants. North Korean travel content also invites comparison and analysis. Viewers check multiple videos to identify patterns. What repeats? What varies? The comparison process itself becomes engaging. North Korean travel remains newsworthy because it represents more than tourism. It's not just visiting destinations. It's experiencing within a distinctive structure. That difference sparks curiosity. For those who can't go, curiosity. For those who went, distinctive memories. For content creators, unique subject matter. North Korean travel content continues being produced, consumed, discussed. Can we summarize this travel in one sentence? Synthesizing the accounts, footage, and common structures. North Korean travel operates less as free choice exploration and more as structured experience within defined boundaries. Tourists don't choose what to see. They follow prepared spaces and schedules. Where to go, what to observe, whom to speak with the system decides, not the traveler. Schedules are set before departure. Guides accompany you on location. Movement follows approved courses only. Travelers don't explore North Korea. They experience what North Korea chooses to show. Accounts frequently note, what we saw probably wasn't everything. Tourists view permitted spaces, not the entire country. This travel doesn't center the tourist as subject. Tourists participate as observers, seeing, hearing, moving all within pre-designed flow. Travelers don't create their experience. They receive prepared experience. One sentence captures North Korean travel. It's not about seeing, it's about being shown. Travelers don't freely observe North Korea. They experience what North Korea presents. That's the fundamental structure. Accounts reveal North Korean travel operates completely differently than typical trips. Not freedom and choice, structure and control. Not exploration and discovery, guidance and management. This difference makes the experience distinctive and continuously newsworthy. Returning travelers don't describe discovering something. They describe experiencing an unusual system. That experience leaves lingering questions rather than clear answers. This is how North Korean travel actually works. That concludes our look at how North Korean travel actually operates. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.